A lot of people that I talked to said they were not going to watch Skeleton Crew. And it came out last night, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on this. I have four things that I really liked about the show, and I have four things that I didn't care much about the show. So, to set it up, it's about this planet where these children live on. And the main characters are Wim, he's human. Neil, he's more like Snice Noodles, the blue little elephant looking guy. Fern, she's human also, and KB, who's also human. Or so I guess she has like white hair, and she has a visor like Geordie LaForge from Star Trek. So it looks like they kind of like stole that idea. I mean, unless you're not old enough to have seen Star Trek: The Next Generation, then you'd be like, oh, that's really cool. So anyway, but she's not blind. She can take it off and on. I guess it like helps her with her electronics and her engineering. And come to find out, KB is more of the engineer type who is like Geordie LaForge, who is in engineering. But like I said, I watched the show, so you wouldn't have to in case it was a bad show. What are my thoughts about the show? Well, here are my thoughts of what I liked about the show. I got four things. And these are going to be spoilers. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, then go ahead and watch this after you watch the show. The first one I liked was I love the interaction between Wim and Neil. Wim is the human boy, and Neil is the Snice Noodles blue looking kid. They have a great chemistry together, and it was really good. Fern and KB, not so much. I guess they didn't have enough time to develop that in the first episode because they were more focused on Wim and Neil. I think that as it goes along, hopefully it will be really, really good. The more they're together and acting against each other, it should get a lot better. Number two, the production value was really good. They had at the beginning of the show this huge space battle between this ship and a pirate ship, and it was really well done. I was surprised, and it just started to show off with the bang, and it really, really good. I really liked it. The only downside was that they had the pirate captain, I guess, had his helmet on, and you can't see who it is, but I am almost 99.9999% sure who it is. And if you've read the articles and seen who's in the crew, you're going to know who it is. And it's not much a surprise. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen the show. Like I said, especially if you've seen the cast and read any of the articles, you can figure out who the pirate captain is. Number three, even though the first episode after the pirate fight was a little slow in parts, I never was bored. I never got bored of the show, which is very unique and rare. So usually I'll watch a show and it'll slowly drag and I'll be like, oh my gosh, when is this going to be over? But I never thought that of this one. And number four, I'm excited to see number three because I thought 1 and 2, they did a great job of their show. 1 and 2 were great, and I'm excited for number 3. What did I dislike about the show? Number 1, I dislike the show that it's only 8 episodes. That's it. 8 episodes. They should have more. I mean, they do TV sitcoms for 15, 20 episodes a year, and they can only do 8 episodes. I know there's a lot of production that goes into it, but I think that they could, push it out to like 10 or 12. That would give it a lot more time to be able to develop. But I'm sure it costs a lot of money. My gripe is that episode 2 was only 24 minutes if you skip the recap and the 6 minutes of credits at the end. 24 minutes, that's all it was. And it just feels like they could have expanded that out so much, make it more full. You know, it I just don't understand why they're going with these like short micro episodes of these shows. Number 2 is I absolutely disliked Wim's dad so much. He was so out of it. He his attitude towards his son was so horrible, and I just don't understand why they did that. And number 3 is Fern's mom was horrible too. She was the pushy kind of woman who wanted her kid to be like the best in everything, and that's all that mattered to her. I don't know why they have the adults set up like this in the show, unless they're trying to like when they finally meet Jude Law, which everybody knows they will. He's going to be like the parent figure for him to take him home or whatever. But it's just I think it's a disservice to parents when you have the parents acting like that. I mean, I think Wim's parents were pretty nice, but you don't really see him. You see him through a window in his house, with his 2 little twin brothers or twin sisters and the little baby. So I don't know. It just it kind of rubbed me the wrong way how the mom and dad were both like that. The 4th thing I disliked about the show is how they have Fern's attitude. Fern is the one who has the mom that wants to push her to be the excellent person, I guess. They're trying to make her seem like she's a rebel without a cause kind of person who's, bucking the system and being the opposite of social. And it's so pointed that it gets under my skin. And I just, if my daughter was like that, there would be a reckoning coming, because I wouldn't deal with that attitude and that kind of personality, because it was horrible. I mean, she needs to mellow out her personality and get a sharp lesson in humility. I think people that have grown up getting what they want and what they ask for all the time and not being told no, they end up like that. So having humility is a good thing, and being able to mellow out. I mean, it's okay to have a slight little attitude, and stick up for yourself, but this was like way over the top, and she's like just stepping all over people, the little kids, to get her way. And it just needs to stop. I would give this show at a 5 stars. I would probably give it a 3.5, between 3.5 and 4, teeter-tottering on what I remember of the show. Last night, after I watched the show, I gave it 3.5. I'm kind of like leaning more towards 4. Some other people that were on my live stream last night, 2 people gave it a 4, and one other person gave it a 3.5. So I think it's positive. It's a very positive show. I think I'm going to show it to my daughters. And if you haven't seen it, I would suggest you see it. One other thing I would suggest is for you to subscribe to my channel. Give it that thumbs up too, because it helps my channel out. And I appreciate it. Also, if you haven't seen the new Star Wars Christmas ornament I got, you should check it out here. It's super cool. I am so excited to put it up on the tree. I'm just nervous about my kids messing with it all the time. But it is a really neat Star Wars Christmas ornament. And I have some other ones on the tree that I'm going to do a video about too. And may the Force be with you always.